welcome to Clinton's Corner. My name is Clinton Jarman as usual, bringing you all the sports from the weekend. Don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe here on our YouTube channel, the Fair Digest, as well as the fairdigest.com, our online magazine show. Also guys, don't forget to comment, your comments would be much appreciated. So straight into it then, the NBA. Yes, having a look at some NBA action that was played over the weekend. So looking at the Eastern Conference, the Boston Celtics heading up the Eastern Conference thus far. They had a good win over the San Antonio Spurs over the weekend, 135 to 115. Jaylen Brown in this one getting 30 points. Kemba Walker 26 points and 8 assists. Celtics now with a 7-1 record atop the Eastern Conference there. Then the Toronto Raptors, they took on the LA Lakers, and they beat the Lakers 113 to 104. Pascal Siakam 24 points, Fred VanVleet 23 points, 10 assists. And that was, they beat them despite LeBron James getting 13 points, 13 rebounds and 15 assists. So they move now to a 7-2 record in the East. That's the Raptors. So that's pretty much what you'd expect for the Eastern Conference. And then, the third contender in that one, the Milwaukee Bucks, are third. And they beat the OKC Thunder 121 to 119. Giannis Antetokounmpo scoring 35 points and 16 rebounds for the Bucks. As well as Eric Bledsoe chipping in 25 points and 9 assists. And then last but not least, in fourth place thus far we have the Miami Heat. They unfortunately lost over the weekend. They lost to LeBron James' Lakers. Jimmy Butler scoring 22 points in this one. Disappointing game. The Heat, they lost 95 to 80. So only scoring 80 points, but Jimmy Bucket's coming through with 22 points there. And Anthony Davis getting 20 points, and LeBron James also getting 25 points. So 95 good enough on the day to beat the Heat. The Heat now slipping slightly, but they're still looking good at this point for a playoff spot. Then just moving on to the Western Conference. Yes, the Western Conference, the LA Lakers, obviously their last game was against the Raptors. Obviously they lost that one 113 to 104, despite LeBron James's pretty decent numbers, pretty decent triple-double there. They managed to lose that one. They still sit atop the Western Conference with a 7-2 record thus far. Then in second place, the Denver Nuggets, they beat the Timberwolves 100 to 95 over the weekend. Nikola Jokic with 20 points. Then that 20 points and 7 assists in that one. And then all the starters for the Nuggets chipped in with 13 or more points. So a good team performance there from the Nuggets. They are a good team. And I think they were top seed in the conference last season, if I'm not mistaken. So expecting better things from the Nuggets to come. They moved to a 7-2 record as well. Then third in that division in the Western Conference is the Phoenix Suns. The little bit of a surprise package this season. The Suns, they beat the Brooklyn Nets 138 to 112. Devin Booker having an amazing season so far. He chipped in with 27 points, 9 assists, as well as Ricky Rubio. He got 28 points and 12 assists. Suns now moved to a 6-3 record, so they started the season very, very well indeed. Then the much talked about LA Clippers with the Kawhi Leonard, taking a rest every other game. They managed to beat the Trailblazers with Kawhi Leonard, chipping in with 27 points. Lou Williams also getting 26 points in the 107-101 win over the Trailblazers. The Clippers now move to a 6-3 record And all three of those losses coming without Kawhi Leonard. So, yeah, the load management is clearly helping him, but not helping his team very much. Then we're going to move on now to some NFL action that was played over the weekend. The NFL really starting to heat up, and this week's results is a reflection of that, I think. So let's just get straight into it. The Baltimore Ravens, they took on the Cincinnati Bengals. The Ravens won this one 49-13. Lamar Jackson throwing for 223 yards and 3 touchdowns, as well as 65 yards rushing and a touchdown for him. So he was the man of the day there, quite clearly. Ravens moved now to a 7-2 record and looking good. The Saints, they suffered only their second loss of the season, going down 26-9 to the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Atlanta Falcons haven't played all that well, and although Drew Brees was back and had a pretty decent game, the Falcons still managed to pull out the win. Matt Ryan throwing for 182 with 2 touchdowns on the day. Then just moving on to the Tennessee Titans, they took on the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs suffered their 4th loss of the season. They went down 35-32 to the Titans, despite Pat Mahomes throwing for 446 and 3 touchdowns. Again, the Chiefs are only, I suppose, as good as their defense allows them to be. Pat Mahomes, doing all he can there, 446 yards, nearly 450 yards passing, and they can't get a decent run game going, and they obviously can't stop anyone. So it's going to be difficult for them to get wins. Pat Mahomes has to play out of his skin to get a result. The Titans moved to 5-5. The Chiefs now slipping to a 6-4 record. So the things are starting to hot up now in the divisions there. Then moving on, the Green Bay Packers, they took on the Carolina Panthers. The Packers winning this one 24-16. Aaron Rodgers, great game there, 233 with no touchdowns. However, Aaron Jones did get 93 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. So obviously Mr. Rodgers got them close enough, and then Jones just finished off. So Packers, they moved now to an 8-2 record, doing well this season so far. Then the Dallas Cowboys, they suffered their 4th loss of the season. This was to the Minnesota Vikings, 28-24. Kirk Cousins throwing for 220 in this one and 2 touchdowns was great. He was eclipsed somewhat by Dak Prescott throwing for 397 and 3 touchdowns. However, the Dallas defense obviously just couldn't get a stop on the day, and if they had gotten just one stop, they probably would have pulled this one out the fire. So, having a good day on offense but a bad day on defense doesn't really much help in the NFL. You really got to put it together in both facets of the game to get a win. So the Cowboys now a 5-4 record, and the Vikings moved to a 7-3 record on the season. The Patriots, they're on a bye week this week, so they obviously didn't play. And then just looking ahead to tomorrow, quite an important game, quite a big game. It should be a great game actually. At 3:15 Central African time, the unbeaten San Francisco 49ers will be taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Obviously, the 49ers coming in unbeaten, but the Seahawks have done really well this season, and Russell Wilson and the boys will be keen to hang the first loss on the 49ers. Okay, then just moving back home here, the Mzansi Super League started on Friday, and it was Cape Town Blitz up against Josie Stars in Joburg at the Bullring. Cape Town Blitz batted first, 213 for 3. That's quite a big total there. Janeman Milan chipping in there, or should I say doing the bulk of the scoring with 99 runs. Quinny de Kock helping him out with 35, and Moyin Aliaso with 25. There were a couple other 20s, so everyone kind of just chipped in after Milan's big innings. In reply, the Josie Stars, they made 198 for 5. Riza Hendricks in great form with 80, Themba Bavuma with 38, and then Rassie van der Dussen also chipping in with a 31 there. Unfortunately, that was 15 runs short of Cape Town Blitz's score, so Cape Town Blitz won by 15 runs. Dale Steyn also getting 3 wickets for 25 runs in his 4 overs in that one. And then yesterday there were some games. This was Sunday. The Paarl Rocks, they took on the Cape Town Blitz again, a local derby, Paarl versus Cape Town. Faf du Plessis, he managed 38 runs in Paarl Rocks' total of 170 for 9. Henry Davies also chipped in with 38, as well as Dwan Pretorius also with 34. Chief wicket takers for the Cape Town Blitz were Arnold Nokia. He got 3 for 31 in his 4, and George Linder 3 for 23 in his 4 overs. Unfortunately, the Cape Town Blitz wouldn't manage to repeat the batting heroics. They were bowled out for 84. George Linder top scored with 15, and Quilly de Kock also 14 there. So the Paarl Rocks won by 86 runs. Chief destroyers in the bowling innings were Bjorn Verteen. He got 2 for 13 in 3 overs. Harris Viljoen, he got 2 for 9 in 2 overs. And Brad Shamsi, he got 3 for 16 in his 3 overs. So, Cape Town winning one and losing one. Paarl Rocks getting off to the perfect start, winning their first game. Then Sunday there was another game. It was the Jersey Stars again. The defending champs, they took on the Nelson Mandela Bay Giants. That is a bit of a mouthful to say. So I'm just going to go the NMBG. They batted first and got scored 167 for 7. Heino Kuhn with 47 and Farhan Berhadin with 48 runs. Chief destroyers in the Jersey Stars were Kagiso Rabada with 2 for 27 in his 4, and Simon Hart for 2 for 30 in his 4. In reply, Jersey Stars scored 143 for 5. That was 24 runs shy of the target, obviously. Riza Hendricks in great form again with 62, and Themba Bavuma chipping in with another 30. So it would seem that, guys in the Jersey Stars making starts but can't quite carry on, except for Riza. And then Chief Destroyers for the Giants were Junior Dala, 2 for 35, and then everyone just chipped in with some wickets there. Chris Morris with 1, John Smuts with 1, Imran Tahir with 1. So restricting the Stars there to 143. That was, so the Giants won by 24 runs. So not a great start for the Jersey Stars. Obviously they are defending champs, and they've lost their first 2 games, which could be vital. So we'll be following that closer as the competition gets further in. Then just want to look forward to it's Thursday night. Yes, Thursday night is AFCON qualifying. Bafana, they'll be taking on Ghana at 9 o'clock Central African time. So don't miss that one, guys. And also don't miss the Wild Protea on Friday. I'll be having a look at the Bafana game and bringing that obviously the score to you, and analysing the game a bit and giving a bit of a breakdown of what happened. So guys, thanks for joining me. If there is anything else you'd like me to cover in future, I'd love it for you to comment below and just let me know what you guys want to see or hear. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon, guys. Cheers.